Well, good morning. Welcome, everyone, to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Thanks for coming today. Boy, are you in for a treat. Thanks for tuning in as well. Those tuning into our love stream, welcome. So you asked me why I cry, why I look so tired. I, of course, reply, when I go outside, smoke gets in my eyes. It's not so smoky in here until Delanne starts singing, then it gets kind of smoky. Oh, we're going to have so much fun today. You can see we're kind of dressed seriously silly, which maybe is an oxymoron, but I don't know. I invite you to be silly with us today. Mr. Rob Eckman, our dear friend, is speaking, and he's asked us to do some extraordinary things today. And we, of course, said yes, or I made them say yes. Also, you see, we rolled out the wonderful grand piano, so we look forward to that every few months. Wonderful special music. Give us a little culture today. But right now, I invite you to sing along with us. Our opening songs, we have a medley. Some oldies but goodies as we celebrate our 50 years of being a spiritual community. So these are from long, long ago, but they're still wonderful, and they touch my soul. Sing along.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my soul. Beautiful.
1, 2, 3, 1.
It's in everyone Great job.
Great job. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Salt Lake City. My name is Rob Eckman, and I am your service host today. Let's see here. Are these actually my papers?
Lots of hats, huh,
Oh,
Rob?
my goodness. Yes, hold on, everybody. Let me get my... There we go. The one that starts with good morning. That's the one we want right now. Yes. Yes, and I am thrilled that you're here, and I am excited to offer you quite a day today. If the band is ever any barometer of what you might expect, this month's theme is about relaxation and regrouping and fun, and I really hope that today is. I am so happy that you are here today and that you've made the effort to join us this Sunday morning. And if you're joining us from home on our Love Stream streaming service on Facebook, we are so glad that you joined us here as well. Our practitioner holding high watch today is Farrell Zeman. And throughout the service, Farrell will be in prayer, knowing that the best and highest good is unfolding for each of us as we share this sacred time together. And our prayer practitioner this morning is Teresa Martin. Our center is a spiritual community. It teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor all pathways by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can make the world a better place. So I'd like to welcome anyone who is here for the very first time and invite you, if you're willing and comfortable, to please raise your hands so that we can acknowledge you. All right. So the ones that are here, we all know each other, and we're our own spiritual family. Thank you for being here. Well, wherever you are, I invite you to recommit yourself to our center's spiritual purpose by saying our purpose statement with me. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. For all the latest information on what's happening at our center, you can check us out on our website, which is at www.spirituallyfree.org. Thank you. On our homepage, you can submit a prayer request, see what's happening on Sundays, watch previous services, and read about the people that put on this wonderful weekly show for you, as well as reading upcoming themes and more. Today, I will be delivering our message on a playful pause. Pause, pause, pause. And Laura Strobell is our special music today. I'm so excited for that. Thank you for being here. Next week, Reverend John Cooper will be our guest, and he will be speaking on the topic of sparkling imagination. We are following CDC guidelines here once again, and masks are strongly encouraged while we're moving around the building and the sanctuary and singing. Our center is celebrating 50 years as a church, a charter church with the Centers for Spiritual Living. As you know, we were originally called First Church of Religious Science in those days. And to celebrate this landmark, we are having a party on Saturday, August 28th, just 20 days away, at Murray Park in Pavilion number 1 from 6 to 9. Steve and I went to visit Murray Park yesterday and saw our lovely pavilion, which is under the trees and right next to the creek. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to have food. The center will provide sandwich fixings, and we're asking you to bring a side dish or some dessert to share. We will have food. We will have a wonderful video presentation of pictures of us and people from our spiritual community who have come and gone, and then dancing. So please plan on joining us. Spread the word that Big Sky, the retreat in Big Sky, Montana, is happening this year. It is titled Illumination. It's happening at Big Sky September 4th through the 9th. Now, since everyone here has been around for a little bit, you know how we religious scientists like to party and have fun. And I think that there are few ways to break out and to do that than to go on one of these retreats. And I think Big Sky is a great opportunity. And so please check it out. There's a lineup of presenters, workshops, and activities. And this will help revitalize you, energize you, and make you ready to re-engage in your big, beautiful life. Now, our center is founded on and grounded in prayer. This helps us deal with whatever comes our way and creates a positive experience regardless of our situation. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer and are ready to pray for and with you. Online, you can click on the link on our homepage and send the practitioners a request. You can fill out a prayer request in the box box in the lobby, and all of the practitioners will uplift you in prayer this week. Now, I invite you to settle in and allow Teresa's reading and the centering music to take you to that sacred place within, and Teresa will offer our prayer.
Today's Sunday reading is from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, and it is under the title Sabbath Time. Work when there is work to do, rest when you are tired. One thing done in peace will most likely be better than 10 things done in panic. I am not a hero if I deny rest. I am only tired. And that's from Susan McHenry. I can identify that one. When I need to be refreshed and renewed, I return to doorways of the heart that have opened for me before. I walk and stand beside the big willow and wait for its familiar sway to speak to me. I replay that special piece of piano music that made its way into the sore crease of my heart and let things unfold. I make some tea and I sit in my favorite chair and carefully pull out my old and tattered E. Cummings book and read, and I thank you, God, for this amazing day. I try to open the hours with softness and silence, the two threads that unravel into gratitude, and I wait for the miracle to return. This is the renewing atom of Sabbath for me. I try to start each day with such a small, endearing moment before the bumps, nicks, and noise rush in, and before the confusions and conflicts tighten my sense of things. For me, the heart constricts and dilates like the eye. When it is constricted, there is no rest. The world seems smaller and meaner and full of danger. So Sabbath time becomes essential as a practice that dilates everything in sight. These private moments of rest restore and make ore out of the rest. I always remember that what to me ties me to the earth is unseen, just like the other day I was constricted. My heart was beating like a heron awakened in the weeds with no room to move. Tangled and surprised by the noise in my mind, I fluttered without grace to the center of the lake, which humans would call silence. I guess if I should ask, peace is no more than the underside of tired wings resting on the lake. And while the heart in its feathers pounds softer and softer.
Into the presence would I enter now, for I am surrounded by the love of God. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Let every voice but God's be still in me. Let me remember I am one with God. Peace to all others, they are one with me. Let me remember what my purpose is. Let all the world have love and peace with me. Let all the world have love and peace through me.
Letting the world have its peace within me and with me. That peace beyond all understanding resides within, and we access it by our quietness and stillness and taking time out for each day to be in that place with our oneness. The reminders are coming fast and furiously to be still, to recognize that wholeness and oneness that carries us through the day, that allows for this peace to reside. As I carry myself through this day and through each and every day, I remind myself that I'm in partnership with that divine, that divinity who dwells in me and as me and surrounds me and in every individual and in everything on the planet. And as we take pause today and each day throughout this month, let us listen for that still small voice within that guides us. We are seeking guidance and asking for guidance. That guidance comes in a still small voice. It is very gentle. It whispers. It's not loud and demanding. So we listen for it carefully. So on this day, as we open our service, I am indeed grateful and in deep gratitude for all who are here present and for all who are listening virtually. There is great joy in what we do here. I am happy, joyful, and at peace, as together we say, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Teresa. You know, too many times still, the word surrender gets a bad rap. I want you to think about dancing and what happens. We kind of lend ourselves, we give ourselves to the music and allow our body to move and feel the rhythm and flow of that. It's an awesome thing, the idea of wonder and giving yourself to a moment, to let go of the things that are ruminating in your head and just allow yourself to be a part of a moment. This is a great song, Leanne Womack. Please sing along. I hope you dance. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance, and never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some helping heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I know one opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you 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 dance. I hope you
Thank you. Such an awesome song. I am so happy to introduce our special music. You know, when you think about classical music and how it is just, it's given birth to so much diversity in our cultural experience, certainly in our music. And it's so good to hear these classics. You can't deny in this young lady the proficiency and excellence and skill. But what I want to acknowledge today is her artistry, the way she gives herself to those pieces and makes them a unique expression. It's just beautiful. Please welcome Laura Strobell, and I'll let her introduce her pieces for you.
Thank you. I am so blessed to be here. I have a tune for you. It's rather famous. It's by George Gershwin, actually. Believe it or not, he was a phenomenal pianist. That's how he got his start. It is Embraceable You, and in the piece I'll be playing, it has been transcribed and rewritten by the great pianist Earl Wild, and he elegantly frames it into this awesome work that is just mixes so many genres, and it's amazing. So I'm excited to share it with you.
Laura Strobell. Thank you very much, Laura. That is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Raj. Yeah, you can't get away without me saying something.
I was going to introduce myself.
So I've known Rob Eckman for over 20 years, I think. I really got to know him when, this was a long time ago, he was a landscape designer, and we used to have men's retreats. We'd go up into the Uintas and be guys. And at one point, one afternoon, I think it was just before we were leaving, we were in a clearing in the woods. There were all these beautiful stones. And there was just a few of us. I can't remember who was there besides you and I, but we stacked these stones, and Rob was so intentional and so careful with it, and it was such a beautiful thing. It was just a magnificent sculpture, and we lost time doing that. But it was so fun to see a different side to Rob Eckman. I always knew him as a gentle, compassionate, creative soul. And to see that creative side come out in that way was just beautiful. He served in so many different capacities in our community through the years, in the youth, events, hospitality, and on the board of trustees, and of course now as a service host and speaker. His warm presence and beautiful baritone voice has also lent itself to a career move that I think was just perfect for him. He's the marketing director for the King's English bookstore and does just a wonderful job. You may catch him on Facebook doing one of his live stream book readings for kids. I just love this guy, and I'm so glad he's part of our community, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say today. Please welcome Rob Eckman.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. I am so excited to be here. I'm nervous, too. I'm nervous because I'm going to do some things I've never done before in public, but all in the name of fun, and that's our theme this month, more or less. I want to thank the Center for Spiritual Living for giving me these wonderful opportunities to speak. I do love to speak, but I think what I'm learning to love most of all is the preparation for these. I take some time every week and really go deep with the subject and study and pray, and have just had a wonderful week preparing this for you. So hang on to your hats. Even if you're not wearing one. So the month of August invites us to pause for guidance, for rest, to rejuvenate and prepare for the next leg of our journey. We welcome joy and fun, silliness, innovation, authenticity, vulnerability, and the opportunity to evolve our thinking. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey that contains fun, where we will experience divine joy through words, relaxation, and togetherness, and rediscover ways to allow Spirit to act as you and through you. Now, the Centers for Spiritual Living Global Vision proclaims the following: we envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. Our principles and core concepts state that we are spiritual beings. The one infinite reality is both transcendent and immanent. Individual human beings are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, having a human experience. Again, individual human beings, me and you, are spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe, having a human experience. This is our true nature. We believe in the notion of freedom, that freedom is the birthright of every one of us, and we are free to choose and create our experience of life. We know that every pole of our soul is God. Every pole of our soul is God seeking to express itself more thoroughly through us. It's our jobs to live our lives to the fullest, expressing spirit in everything we do. Creativity, flow, fun, joy, and rest. Now, in Science of Mind, we believe in oneness. We believe in the oneness of spirit and the oneness of all in the universe. We know of the totality of the human experience in spirit. This includes and embraces the idea of play. Our first step of treatment is oneness, unification, knowing that there is one. There is one great spirit, universal spirit that is of and all and through everything. And if that is so, then we lead to the second step of treatment, which is unification, which is where we acknowledge and embody the fact that every experience that we have, every emotion we have, every inclination we have is of God. So therefore, if it's of God, it must be whole and complete. Everything that that we are able to experience is part of the universe and of universal expression. Life is meant to be good. Your life is meant to be good. My life is meant to be good. And we are meant to be happy and joyous and free. Pausing from our daily schedule and taking time for play is an important way to co-create the life we want. Now, I remember when I first discovered this philosophy while living in California. I went to a workshop. It lasted the whole weekend. And really, after all this time, the one exercise I remember was at the end of Saturday before releasing us for the evening. And the question was, what do you really want? And the facilitators let us rest with that and be quiet and allow some space to grow around those words. And I was kind of surprised to find that my answer was, I wanted to be able to have fun without feeling guilty. What is that? What is this? What is that thinking? I had spent my youth worrying about how I compared to others. I really did. And I was more concerned with work and how to pay my bills and with appearances than I was with my own ability to really relax and authentically have fun as me. But it's really all about attitude and intention, isn't it? We can all have the experience that we want when we're prepared mentally and emotionally and spiritually for it. We who study the science of mind believe that in order to change our world, we must change our thinking. That's right. Ernest Holmes said in the book Creative Living, there is ever pressing against us the dynamic force of that which paints the sunset, causes the soft glow of the evening twilight, sings in the bird, plays in the child, and proclaims itself at the level of our recognition of it. Every person is an outlet to the divine. Now, when I speak my morning treatment or my morning prayer every day, I affirm the positivity of my day. I speak in an attitude of joy that I will certainly manifest in my day, and I make it my intention to live in that happy space. I deliberately infuse my intention with my own desire for fun and for joy. Now, I am a lucky man. As Rick said, I have a fun, wonderful job working in a little independent bookstore, and I read picture books aloud 3 days a week. I wasn't going to plug it, but as Rick said, it's on Facebook and Instagram at 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And I do 3 days of that. I've been reading books to kids in bookstores for 20 years. But no matter what my schedule has in store for me, I take that 20 to 30 minutes of that day, and I read and I laugh with the kids who are virtual. There aren't any kids around me, but I read and I laugh at these silly stories, and it renews me. It renews me over and over and over. Now, I don't know that everyone has the opportunity to cut loose in that way, but I think that it is worth exploring how much fun you bring to your day, whatever your day holds. Now, it's fair to say that sometimes we have to deliberately allow ourselves to have fun. Life isn't always fun. It doesn't. What do we say in this philosophy? The conditions of our lives are not always so fun or feel so joyous. Sometimes I have that feeling there's just too much work to do. Do you ever feel that? There's too much work. I don't have time to have fun. There's too much to do and somebody's watching me. I can't have fun with somebody watching me. What if they're judging me? What if? We have all become so accustomed to thinking that we are only productive or worthy if we're busy or accomplishing something. This is a belief that's come from our society where we've been told that hard work is a necessity. Yet, science of mind teaches us that it is far more important to remember our oneness and stay in the connection and the flow of spirit. We are human beings. We are not human doings. As human beings, it's important to pause each day to remember the truth of who we are. So, the band is dressed up kind of silly today, aren't they? And I'm dressed up kind of silly. I don't know if you can see my silly tie. Do you know the meaning of the word silly or where it comes from? I love this kind of stuff. The word silly is actually ultimately derived from the archaic Old English, which means blessed and fortunate. You didn't see that coming, did you? And this is the story of how this word changed its meaning so dramatically over 1,000 years. In the early days, before Christianity spread across Europe, earlier forms of earth and sky worship were practiced. These earlier religions were commonplace, and they really were the religion of the masses. The Romans worshipped a god named Sol Invictus. The Egyptians worshipped their sun god, whose name was Ra. And in fact, in Germanic mythology, the sun itself was a female deity. So, a person who was sun-blessed was a fortunate person. Now, obviously, this held a lot more weight than our modern ideas of sun-kissed tomatoes or sun-kissed cheeks. It goes deeper than that. To be silly was literally to be blessed by God. To be blessed by the sun god, and therefore, a blessed person is surely a lucky person. This old form of sun worship was the religion of the masses. However, it was soon to come under attack from the advance of a new, more sophisticated religion, Christianity. Whatever the origins of Christianity, the spread of the religion was mainly thanks to the Roman Empire. The Romans, with their city ways and their sophisticated beliefs, spread this new religion of the metropolis to the backwaters of Europe, to the rural countryside. And it's here that we start to see the shift of the meaning of the word. It began to mean the happy fool. Now, a sophisticated city gent 1,000 years ago, with his newfangled city religion, Christianity, would consider the country beliefs to be a little naive. That silly man, who was once considered blessed or even pious, was now looked upon as a happy fool, perhaps even pitiable for believing in such simple things. Now, obviously, Christianity was not immediately accepted overnight, and it was in these intermediary years that the silly man was seen as the harmless fool to city folk. So that's the history of the word, but the story behind it, that someone being silly first meant someone to be blessed by God, to be blessed by the deity that you worship. How lucky and how blessed one must have felt. So, fun. What do you do to have fun? I'd like you to sit in your chairs and put your feet on the floor and gently close your eyes. This morning in our meditation, Teresa framed this so beautifully. She offered up words and then allowed space around them, and the space between those words was where I could begin to visualize my thoughts and answers to her questions. So, closing your eyes and taking a deep breath, and just think about yourself, and think about the things that bring you joy. Oh, and deep, happy joy. Things that are fun. Now, maybe those things that are fun are things that you did some time ago, years ago, and you let them go for one reason or another. But they were fun for you, and you still can feel the pull of that joy. Maybe you're doing something. Maybe you are out on the town. Maybe you're exercising. Perhaps you're camping in the mountains. Perhaps you're cooking. Perhaps you're eating. Perhaps you're shopping. Are you creating something in your mind's eye? What brings you joy? What is fun for you? Are you painting something? Sculpting? Knitting? Are you dancing? Maybe you're just being. Connecting with people you love. Watching the sunset. Listening to music. Smelling the flowers. Breathing deeply. Allow your mind to expand and encompass and embrace the things that you love. Those unique things that you love. In these days, sometimes they're called guilty pleasures. What a funny term. What a funny term to be applied to something that I love to do. I will do it with pleasure, but I won't feel guilty about it. Oh, all right. Do you have some ideas in your mind? Oh my gosh, I open my eyes and see so many of you here. This might be a post-COVID record for attendance in here. Thank you so much for being here. This is awesome. All right. All right, I want you all to stand up. Stand up for me. Stand up for me. In the days before COVID and I had story time with kids, we'd get the wiggles out, and I'm feeling a little bit of the wiggles in me. So I want you to shake your hands out, turn your head left to right, shake your hips. Now I know it's Sunday and you might not be dressed for stretching, but give it a little stretch. Stretch up. Oh, just as far as you're comfortable. And then if you're comfortable, take a little bend at the waist and just let your head hang a little bit. Oh, take a breath and stand back up. Oh, one more stretch. Oh, this sure would be better with some music, wouldn't it? Hey, Raj, hit it! Oh, you guys are awesome. Oh, how to set that up. Masks, social distancing, but dancing. Oh, man. Whew. That was awesome. Thank you so much for participating in that. That was fantastic. Now, a story. There is a Hasidic tale about a famous rabbi who was on his way to teach a village that was very interested in his ideas. This was going to be a very big event, and every Jew in the community made great preparations, pondering what question he or she might ask of this wise man. Haven't had enough of this, huh? Just a little more juice. The rabbi finally arrived, and after the initial welcome, he was taken into a large room where people gathered to ask their questions. There was tremendous anticipation and excitement all around. The rabbi walked silently around the room and then began to hum a Hasidic tune. Before long, everyone started humming along. As people became comfortable with his song, the rabbi started to dance. He danced everywhere in the room, and one by one, every person danced with him. Soon, everyone in the community was dancing wildly together. Each person's soul was healed by the dance, and everyone experienced a personal transformation. Later in the night, the rabbi gradually slowed the dance and eventually brought it to a stop. He looked into everyone's eyes and said gently, "I trust that I have answered all of your questions." Now, humans are inherently playful. It's often most easy to see this trait in our young children. The lighthearted way that children choose to interact with life is an indication of our true nature as spiritual beings having this human experience. Children don't worry about whether they're playing too much or if they should be working. Instead, they live fully in that present moment, allowing Spirit to inspire them and create through them. Playfulness, creativity, and joy are all God qualities, and we can freely express these qualities in our daily lives without guilt or shame. It's not a big mystery. We all know that we have that inner child inside of us. It's in there somewhere, even though it may have been quite some time before he or she was let out to play. And this goes for the child in every one of us. Our own Selena Baugh. Is Selena here today? What does she say when it comes up? Do you want to come out and play? Come play. Let's play. Psalms 82 says, "All of you are children of the Most High." Many of us as parents have had the great moment when kids from our neighborhood come and knock at the door and ask if our child can come out and play. That is life's constant inquiry of us. Will you come out and play? When you're holding or looking into the eyes of a loved one, or when you're laughing or crying with a good friend, or enjoying our mountains or a beautiful sunset, that's life. That's God asking, can you come out and play? A good friend reminded me recently that sometimes fun has to be woven into our days intentionally. There's that word again, intention. It's our intention. Sometimes I must try so hard. I do love to play, but I have this terrible serious side that I have to balance with it. And when that serious side comes out, that's when I have to deliberately try and shine that light of joy into my world around me. Try to be aware of the beauty. Try to find the fun and the joy in the sunset, the mountains, the dappling sunlight through the leaves overhead, conversation and connection. Meredith Sinclair says, being playful is a key component in making us happier and healthier, more present and connected in all of our relationships. It is our faith, our simple childlike faith, that restores us to wholeness. The life of the child is lived in natural goodness and wholeness. God is natural goodness. We can return to the way we first began as children, knowing that life is good and to be trusted. Out of this innocence is great wisdom. Children are great teachers for us, and they remind us of what is so. Taking a playful pause in our responsibilities every day is necessary for our spiritual, mental, and physical health. In many shamanic societies, if you came to a medicine person complaining of being disheartened or dispirited or depressed, they would ask you one of 4 questions. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? And when did you stop being comforted by the sweet territory of silence? Where in your life have you stopped yourself from experiencing the full expression of spirit through you in play? What activity, game, creative endeavor, or hobby can you reclaim that you may have stopped doing for whatever reason? I invite you to see the joy and creativity of spirit working in and through you in everything you do, especially in play. Intention and attitude. So here's your homework. What is something that you used to love to do? What is something that you used to love to do, but you set aside for things that were more important? Could you set time aside each day or week to participate in that activity again? Do you believe that your value or worth is tied to your productivity? What would it feel like to know that your inherent worth is What would it feel like to know your inherent worth just as a human being, regardless of your productivity? Can you practice releasing that this week? Ernest Holmes said, "You exist that divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity may be expressed through you. The Spirit comes to you with a new and fresh creativity. Be yourself and express life as you find it." Edward Viljoen, our organization's spiritual leader, says, "Spend time with people who make you laugh. Do things that bring you joy. Go to a funny movie or a comedy club. Laughter isn't simply the best medicine, it is fuel for your soul." In Hinduism, Krishna is one of the most popular of all of the Indian divinities, an incarnation of the Hindu god Vishnu. Did you know that he is known as the only dancing god in the world of religions? We see Krishna as the eternal lover, a musician, and a dancer, one who dances in sheer ecstasy of divine union. Krishna is telling us that in order to be godly, we don't have to be serious. We have to learn to accept life as it is, to take life as a moment-to-moment celebration. And what better expression can one show than dance and music when our heart is filled with ecstasy of unity consciousness? All right, I have a 1-sentence affirmation for you. Will you please stand up one more time? One more time. Our affirmation today is, I take time today to play with and as spirit. Will you say that with me? I take time today to play with and as spirit. One more time. I take today to play with and as spirit. Raj, hit it. Thank you very much. Band, thank you for playing today. Oh my gosh. All right. What's next? Let's see. A prayer. I think it's time for a short prayer. Join me in prayer, everybody. Let's just wrap this up. Oh my goodness. It's not wrapping anything up. It's just shining our love and forward and around us. Listen to the laughter. Listen to these people laugh. There is one great power in this universe. And by whatever name we call it, it is great, it is one, it is all. It is around us and through us and of us. We can see it, we can't see it, but we know. Because it is all, it is us. There is no separation between us and the great, creative, fun-filled, universal spirit that created us, that creates everything. And so our intention for this day and for this week is to find those things in our lives that we love, that we find fun, reconnect with them, be one with them, grow ourselves, love ourselves, be gentle with ourselves, but have fun. We are so grateful for this sweet knowledge, for this opportunity we have to celebrate and to dance together as our community, to dance together in some ways for the first time in so long. Oh, we are so grateful. I am so grateful for all of you, for the part that you played in this beautiful, magical morning. Oh, fun. Life is fun. And knowing that as we speak it, these words, these emotions, these feelings go out into great spirit, into the universe, into the void, and that there is nothing more we need to do because it is done for us. We smile, we are grateful, we let it go, and together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Well, thank you, Rob. You gave us a new idea of being silly and having a dance. Well, thank you very much. Can we just have a big applause for Rob? How wonderful. We all get to have fun. So this is our time for conscious giving, and we are so grateful that over the past year and all of these months that we've gone through, that you have helped us and continued contributing, and we are so grateful to you. So we'd like to invite you to, if you have a gift or thinking about your gift, or you're sending it online or text to give, put your hand on your heart and bring to mind, feeling the truth of your words as we speak together, are a giving affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is. Thank you.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need
So let's hear again from the incomparable Laura Strobell.
Got it. This is the coda, or ending, from Franz Liszt's Ballade Number 2. The work in its entirety is about 20 minutes. You don't have to hear that. But it's a storm of emotional turbulence that comes from this just absolute despair. And it's really impactful when you get to this ending, because right here the clouds are parting. You're finally safe from what was, and this is one of my favorite endings in all of classical music.
Wow. You know, it's obvious to me, Laura, that you are having fun when you play. I know it's been incredibly hard work to develop the skill, but thank you for playing. It's just marvelous. Thanks for all of you for being here and sharing in the joy today. Thanks for getting up and dancing and being silly. You know, I'm reminded of Monty Python Flying Circus, a TV show where they were serious on purpose and got paid money to do it. Truly remarkable. I love being silly. I love being around kids. It's fun being a grandpa. I'm sure you can relate, some of you, to that. Definitely Rob in the work that he does. Children are so easily delighted, and it's a great reminder to be mindful, watchful of things that we can be delighted to experience. You know, small things, big things. So we're going to close today with a Monty Python song. Yeah, Eric Idle, always look on the bright side of life. And be silly with it.
Some things in life seem bad and sometimes make you mad. Some people seem to try to be a pest. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble, give a whistle. And this will help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. If life seems kind of rotten, there's maybe something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling blue, start looking for a clue, then purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. And always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Life can seem absurd, but it's not just for the birds. We can have some fun, I think we just forgot. We're here a little while, chin up and give a smile. Enjoy it, it's the only life you've got. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life, yeah. Always look on the bright side of life.
Thanks, everybody.